how can you tell if your smoker is running dirty?
For one, like if it's got a bunch of buildup and grease and stuff like that, you're going to smell it. If it smells like something's burning in your cook chamber, and a lot of times I see this on pellet grills where, it might not be as level as it could be, or the grease has overflown or it's missed the drain tube and it's gotten down in the grill. As that stuff heats up and it gets old, it's going to start smelling like a rancid burning. Now, that's totally different than running a clean pit from your wood, though, your fire. That's all about airflow. So that's about proper combustion in your air chamber. You need to get more oxygen in that firebox. It's depleted. If it smells bad, it's like not burning that wood or coal properly. So you're getting some of that off-gas smell of whatever's impurities in that side of your fuel. Could be wood, could be charcoal that you're smelling a funny smell on or whatever. But you just need more air. That's going to let stuff breathe through it. So first I'd give the firebox a little more air. That's right at the source where it needs it. And then if it's choked back too much on the pipe, on your exhaust, you can open that up a little bit and it'll get it running true or clean.
Welcome to Malcom Reed's How to Barbecue Right, a podcast where we talk about barbecue, share recipes, and discuss all things delicious. And now, here's your host, Malcom and Rochelle Reed.
Hey, welcome back to the How to Barbecue Right podcast. I'm your host, Malcom Reed, joined by my lovely, talented wife, Miss Southern Rochelle. We got Tyler over here running the board for us, and we are back to do another podcast.
Whole place smells like barbecue today.
It does. Smells good, don't it?
Yeah. It's got me wanting a pulled pork sandwich.
I knew when I pulled up, and I opened the car door, you could just smell it lofting in the air. That adds to the store right there. You come in. Bad thing is we don't sell barbecue. But it sure smells good when it's cooking, don't it? Make sure we buy some seasoning and go cook your own at home.
So we're cooking for the police?
Yeah, they're having like a rewards dinner tonight or something. We're cooking some barbecue for it.
We don't.
Some sides, a few beans. We don't really do catering. We just try to help out our local community where we can.
Yeah. People always ask, do you do catering? I'm like,
no, not really. But we do more than we probably want to do, but it's not like a catering job.
Yeah.
We're not getting paid.
We don't get paid. You can't pay for our catering. It's always donations. Yeah. It's usually teachers, policemen, firemen.
You guys support the schools, man. Those people put up with all our kids every day. They deserve some reward.
Every time they say, can you cook for the teachers? I'm like, heck yeah.
I know how hard a job that is, and I do not want it. And I feel the same way for the firemen, the policemen, all of our local officials.
Yeah, I was about to say the cops are dealing with them after school. So
that's right.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
And it's never a bad idea to get on the good side of the police.
No.
Now we don't have, and it's not like it's a super huge police force.
Yeah.
It's not like you're cooking for 1,000 people.
I did get some footage of all that stuff, though.
Did you?
I'm hoping it goes somewhere.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, I think we cooked a dozen butts and, several big cans of beans and slaws and buns and other stuff to go with it. So.
Yeah. And if all you want's pulled pork, beans, slaw, maybe potato salad or something, we can handle that.
Yeah. That's in our wheelhouse.
Yes. We've got the...
I don't do weddings no more. I'm telling you.
That's
the hardest catering to do to me is weddings.
Well, you got to serve it and make it nice and pretty, and most people don't just want pulled pork sandwiches.
Yeah. I get it. Although if I was getting married again, I'd want pulled pork. I think we had it at ours.
Did we?
I'm pretty sure we did.
We did. We had Germantown commissary.
Did you?
Oh, okay.
I like the man. I hadn't had the commissary in a while, but that's one of my go-tos.
It was really good. The only thing is they neglected to tell us that they were not serving it. So it was just a bunch of food sitting up there, and I think everybody was running around trying to figure out how they were going to get it served.
They wised up. They know better. You tell us when to drop it off. We're experts at that. What time do you want it dropped off? Not, the photographer's running late. We got to get these family members over here. The bride and groom ain't going to be here, so nobody can eat. We've run into one wedding where we were sitting there trying to hold this stuff 2 hours, and it was awesome. Like we did brisket for that one. And brisket's one of those things, when you tell me to have it ready to serve at, say, 6 o'clock, and it's like you put it out, the chafers are going, there's no putting it back, no holding it again.
Yeah.
Like it had already been held to where it was supposed to be. It was ready to serve. Now you're sitting there on sterno for 2 hours waiting on the bride and groom to get there.
Because they told us like 6 o'clock, and then folks finally started trickling in about 6:30, and they were like, well, they're held up taking pictures.
Yeah. Another hour and a half.
Yeah.
Heck yeah, I think we took a break at that time. Went to the Mexican joint, had a margarita, and came back. Said, all right. It turned out good, though. There was rave reviews.
Yeah. Everything worked out. We are talking about, you and Mark were talking about an Alto Sham.
Yeah.
I guess, is that a brand name?
Yeah, I think it's like a Cambro. Like Cambro's not really that's a brand.
Yeah, we just call them Cambro.
We just Alto Sham's kind of the same way. But what it is, it's like a proofing or warming oven that they use mostly in commercial settings. A lot of times it's just where you can control the humidity in it, so it doesn't get too hot or too wet, too dry, whatever, and it holds food product at safe temp. If you think of it like that. Some of them, I think you can actually crank up and do some kind of cooking in them.
Mark said that he's used it to cook biscuits.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can crank the temp up on some of them. Most of the time you hold them, down around that safe 140 zone, and they just use as holding boxes at a lot of restaurants. Barbecue restaurants are notorious for it.
You say that's what makes them Texas brisket
so good. So what brought it up was Mars like, man, we ought to just try to get one, see how much one costs to see what, we've never looked into buying one. So that might be something we check in just to have.
I've been looking at them.
So how much can I get one for?
I went to Websterant. Let me see. And see, I don't know what we want, but
it's just like a cabinet style. Looks about the size of a refrigerator.
They're the ones that I'm looking at, like the ones that full pan.
Yeah, you want a full pan to fit in.
They look about 5 feet tall.
Yeah,
full pan width.
They're usually on casters.
Yeah, these are on caster rollers. They're going anywhere from between $1,000 to $1,300.
That's kind of what we kind of speculated. There was going to be right about $1,200.
I mean, it's the same price as a smoker, not even an expensive smoker.
Pellet grill. Entry pellet grill is going to cost you about that.
I think
you'd have to be cooking a bunch of food to want to hold it, though.
Well, but
I'm not going to fire that up because I want to cook a brisket at home over the weekend.
No.
But if I'm doing some kind of little catering gig thing, they come in handy. Buys you some time.
I'm seriously thinking about pulling the trigger
on one.
Well, we would make our catering.
Yeah, what we do. Yeah,
much easier.
And we do a few a year, so I mean,
yeah,
I imagine.
Yeah,
we get used 5 or 6 times anyway. Something else to pile up.
We don't have enough stuff around here. I found an empty slot back in the warehouse. I did want to talk about the Korean. The what?
Right by the treadmill.
Right by the treadmill. I'm going to use that treadmill. I want to talk about, I've been doing these Korean beef bowls lately.
Man, that one last night was awesome.
That was really good. I used elk for that one.
I was going to bring that up if you didn't talk about it, how good that elk meat was. We cooked, and what did you do? I noticed you had a pack. It was some elk meat. I'd cut it up. I call it for frying because a lot of times.
It was like trimmed.
Yeah, it was just trimmed up slices, kind of.
I guess you trimmed it off the.
Yeah, it come off the back straps. So it was like the edge pieces that I didn't get a big size fillet off of. I'd use those.
I just happened to open the freezer and I saw that the seal, like the vacuum seal on it was starting to
look like it was compromised.
Getting compromised, and it was one corner of it was starting to get icy. So I was like, if we don't cook this, it's gonna get freezer burnt. Yeah. But I thawed it, dumped it into a Ziploc bag, put a little AP in there, and then what I wanted to talk about was this Korean barbecue marinating sauce that I found that I've been using. That's really good. It's called BIBIGO. Bibigo?
Sounds good to me.
Bibigo original Korean barbecue marinating sauce. So I put a little bit of that in the elk meat.
Ziploc.
In a Ziploc. Threw it in the fridge. Let it go 30, 45 minutes. And then I just put it directly from the bag into
a dry it off like when it come out of the bag, or do you just put it in a lightly greased skillet?
Lightly greased hot skillet. I don't know, minute or two each side, pulled it out, cooked in batches.
Yeah. Not to crowd it.
Yeah. And then let that rest. And you came back and ended up slicing it into little pieces.
Well, I came and tried one. I was like, man, this is good, but it's a little big for a beef bowl because I wanted to bread them and fry them, make them gravy.
Yeah.
Like real healthy. But this was way better for you. But it was good. Yeah, that's it. And so I got to slicing them. When I say they're, I don't know, what were they, 2 or 3 inch pieces?
Yeah.
Yeah, chunks. And so I took them and just sliced them thin across the grain in each piece, and it made almost about fajita style pieces, but it was Korean flavored. And man, it was excellent. It would melt in your mouth.
It was still just a little pink in the middle?
It was about
or
medium.
At least the bigger pieces.
Yeah, they were. It wasn't overcooked at all. But you still had this pan of sauce and vegetables and stuff going that went with it. Was it the same sauce in that? It was on the marinade?
Yes. I didn't use anything aside from that Bibigo original Korean barbecue marinating sauce.
Well, it was good. You did a bang-up job.
I've used that that particular product a couple times when I've done it because we've used it with ground.
I like it with the steak pieces like that. It was like little strips of elk steaks, what it was. But then you had the snow peas and the peppers and the mushrooms and the onions and all that in it. And I think it had some broccoli.
It had
in it
broccoli.
even.
I try to get as much veg in as I can.
The little crunchy garlic oil and sriracha on top, with a little green onion. And man, it was going.
So all I had to do was cook a thing of rice, saute my veg, and add that sauce back to it. And then right at the end, pulled it off the heat and added my meat back to it, tossed it around.
And we're eating healthy except for the
I don't know
sugars in that sauce.
I did not check the macros on that sauce.
But it was pretty sweet. A lot of corn syrup. But it was good.
But it was good.
It was way easier than making your own little sauce up. I've got a recipe where I've made it like a Korean-style barbecue sauce marinade, and
it's good.
It's got a bunch of ingredients.
15 ingredients.
Yeah, you got to buy ginger, and you got to buy stuff that you're probably not going to have in the pantry.
Hoisin and fish sauce or oyster sauce or, like.
Yep, and the soy, the dark and the light, the sesame. And that's just the liquid parts that go in it. That ain't all the shallots and the garlics and the gingers.
When I found that at the Kroger, I was like, I'm going to try this, see if it's any good. I had low expectations, but I've used it a couple times now, and I've been pretty happy with it.
Oh, I know what I'm doing with it next.
What are you doing?
A wing. I think it'd make a great wing marinade, and then you could split it and use half of it to make a sauce to toss them in, spice that sauce up a little bit, and then you'd have a Korean-style hot wing.
Pop it with green onions and some sesame seeds.
That's it.
I was thinking same thing, but with party wings. It would go.
Asian. That's what I was thinking too. Flavor. That's kind of what I was thinking too. We buy do you ever get those from Mr. Chen's? Their wings. Mm-hmm. They're actually dang good.
Really, really good.
And they're crispy.
Yeah, they get real crispy, but they have flavor to them too. And that's like a party wing. Mm-hmm.
It's almost like they marinate it and then
it has something turmeric-y in it or something because it gives it like a yellow color under the skin, whatever they're putting on it. I hadn't figured out the exact seasoning. They're pretty good though. And it's appetizer wing.
Got like a baking powder, baking soda, maybe.
Oh, I'm surprised they don't do because I love General Tso chicken. Why don't they do their wings in a General Tso sauce or sweet and sour sauce or different sauces?
I bet
people would tear them up.
Heck yeah!
They do a good job of frying the wings there. It's a good wing. It's a big wing.
So if you did make this Korean style wing, do you have a dipping sauce?
No, it's not. I don't think I don't eat that style flavor wings with ranch or anything.
Yeah.
Do y'all? It's
no.
Yeah, it's I
miss dipping in something.
They I like the ranch, the blue cheese, whatever. That goes for a more traditional style wing. Yeah. But if I even like jerk or any kind of Asian flavor or something like that, I don't usually dip. I will dip a barbecue wing in ranch or blue cheese.
Oh, that goes.
Or blue ranch. I like the combo. That's my favorite.
So
it's crawfish season. Are starting. They're high, but.
So it's supposed to be a beautiful Saturday here. It's like 75 degrees high or something.
Almost 80.
And I said, we need to do something Saturday. Go fishing, do something. And Malcolm said, we could cook crawfish. And I immediately get excited.
Yeah.
And then he said, well, it's too early.
It is too early. It's starting, but I got the invite at the Drake store Saturday afternoon or evening, 6:30. They're doing a crawfish cook there. So I don't know if anybody's in that area, but you can slip up there and get some crawfish.
Yeah, but what you were talking about was...
Oh, I was thinking about cooking them at the house.
I know. A bag chair, a cooler of beer.
They're going to have all that at the Drake store.
A couple buddies.
More low-key. That's happening. Maybe not this weekend, but it's almost time to fire the pot up.
Okay. And sit in a bag chair and drink beer all day.
And eat crawfish.
And eat crawfish.
Yeah. Mikey's doing shrimp bowl Saturday. He said this crawfish too early for him too. They're too soft. He's doing shrimp at a buddy's.
That's a lot of shrimp.
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing wrong with doing a shrimp boil either, though. You probably get pound for pound, you get way more meat out of a shrimp than you do a crawfish.
Probably.
Right now, they're about the same price. Like, I saw live prices of crawfish for like almost, it was crazy, like almost $7. I was like, God, that's too high.
Per pound?
Yeah.
For live?
For live. That's way high.
That's way high.
Yeah. I needed to be under $3. They may not get there this year. Who knows? Last year, they didn't get there very long. Get the more hard ones at the end of the season.
So on TikTok, I saw this chef, and he said that all these people are saying that they're dry brining meat. He said, but it's not brining. You're not brining it. You're curing it. What are your thoughts on that?
So I don't know where the dry brining started, but it first started becoming the thing in barbecue where you would see people doing it with chicken. We were taking seasonings and basically our rubs and, like an AP type seasoning, putting it on the meat hours before you were going to cook it. Now, and it wasn't a wet marinade, but it pulled a lot of moisture out. Now, is the difference to me in dry brining versus curing? Curing's a lot longer. It's a time thing, and curing actually changes the meat. This dry brining, all it does is we're thinking the same thing we do, and I guess that's why it comes up. You're trying to put some flavor inside the meat without overpowering it. That's kind of what brining is to me, and most of the time it's in liquid. So you think of a big, 2 gallons of water, gallon of salt, or a cup of salt, couple cups of sugar, whatever other herbs and spices, and that makes a wet brine. And usually that wet brine process would take 24 hours or 12 hours at least. And so we started thinking, what could you do? And I started seeing people doing it. Well, they're calling it dry brining, where they're just putting it on there and putting it in the refrigerator for overnight, 6 to 8 hours, something like that, maybe 12, but usually not that long. You're not leaving it in there long enough to cure the meat, to actually change it. That's not the goal. And then a lot of times when you think of curing something, they're using some kind of chemical too.
Yeah, like
nitrates. They're adding pink salt to stuff. And they're actually taking it from like a raw state to something that's preserved more. So think of a ham. So when I think of curing something, I really think of ham, first off.
Or bacon.
Or pork or bacon. You're putting it on there. You're leaving that heavy concentration of sugars and salts and nitrates and all the stuff that's going to cure it, and it's going to make it a little more shelf stable. That was what the process was for. It was to give it stability. So you could take a ham and then you could cure it and then you could smoke it and it would last all year long. You just cut off of it. You didn't have to keep it in refrigeration. Well, this dry brining stuff doesn't do, all it's doing is changing the flavor. It's not preserving the meat at all. It's not safe. It's not changing that structure of it.
And it does pull a little moisture out, but it's almost like,
not
a lot.
Not a lot, I don't think.
But you're not changing it. You sure can.
Yeah. Even say when you're curing salmon and it's a shorter cure, but you put sugar all over it and seasonings and you put it in the fridge, it changes the flesh of the fish. So you're actually changing it. You're not just putting flavor in it. You're drying it out, super dry, or not super dry, but you know what I mean? It's kind of what it does to it. It just alters it.
Speaking of brining salmon, did you see on the community, Nikki, she did a brown sugar sea salt brine salmon, and then she smoked it alongside cream cheese, and used the smoked cream cheese and the smoked salmon on a bagel.
Oh man, I bet that was delicious.
It looked so good. She had pickled red onions, everything bagel. It looked really good.
I'm down with capers,
tomatoes, whatever you want to do.
Yeah. That's one of my little favorite little breakfasts.
Yeah,
smoked salmon on a bagel.
But you never smoked the salmon.
I never smoked it myself. It's too easy to buy that thinly sliced stuff.
Yeah, it is. It's pretty good too.
Yeah, the Norwegian kind or whatever. That's what I buy. Well, if it's not smoked, it's just called lox, isn't it? It's just fish.
Well, what is the difference between smoked salmon and lox?
You have to ask your Google machine there that. So sometimes you see a bagel and lox, and sometimes you see it smoked salmon and cream cheese bagel. So I thought the lox was like not smoked, but I could be wrong. I'm not a salmon aficionado.
You're right. Lox is salmon cured in a salty brine but never smoked.
Okay.
Resulting in a very salty, silky, fatty fish. Smoked salmon is cured and then smoked, either cold or hot.
That's the version. That's the different version. One's smoked, one's not. I'm a fan of both.
Yeah, I'll eat
with cream
whatever.
cheese. You put cream cheese on anything, as long as it's not fishy.
So today I want to talk to you about beef tallow and duck fat.
I'm a fan.
They've gotten real popular here.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to. Well, fat was bad for you for a long time. It was like, oh, you don't want to get away from fat. It's going to clog your arteries.
Don't eat eggs.
Cholesterol. Don't eat eggs. Don't eat real fat. Don't eat animal fat. Margarine. Use margarine. Use all this hydrogenated vegetable oils and all these soy oils and all this plant-based stuff. And now it's coming back around. Well, we were wrong. All of a sudden we were wrong. Now fat's cool. You want to eat more fat. Don't eat canola oil. Don't eat vegetable-based oils. Only eat animal fats. So I don't know what to believe. But I do know that some beef tallow cooked French fries are delicious. And the tallow got big here, and I think we're seeing products based on it because people started using it in their brisket. Like you would paint the top before you wrapped it. You'd put some extra tallow down on the paper, and then you would save some tallow at the end, and it was part of cooking the brisket process. And then we started using the duck fat because it tasted better than the blue bottle when we were doing chicken. So we would buy Mark Lambert's one of the ones that said, hey, let's try this, because we were using that Manteca pork lard. And it was a little too rich a flavor for chicken. But when we went and had some confit, it was like duck confit. It was like, man, we could take this and we could start using that in our chicken process, where we put it in a pan and we put this chicken fat or duck fat in there. And it's just a richer, instead of doing it in butter, we were keeping that chicken smoking and getting tender and happy and juicy in duck fat. And it just made it real rich. So I think it became popular that way. When you didn't see many, the first ones was like the spray that hit the market. Yeah. You started seeing duck fat spray, and it got real big in steak cooking, and then you started seeing these solid products come, like a jar of beef tallow, a jar of duck fat, and now it's commonplace in people's kitchens. And some people are even using it for bacon. I know Mark's wife, she's been using it. Mark said she made the best biscuits he ever ate, substituted the fat, which normally, you would use butter or shortening or lard, and she used the duck fat to make the beef tallow to make the biscuit. And it was real good.
He said
we had donuts fried in beef tallow. Remember, we went up to Ohio to the CAB, the Certified Angus Beef people. We went out to a farm and toured it. They had this big cauldron set up where they had cooked down beef tallow and were frying donuts right there and dusted them with powdered sugar. Man, they were so good. Then they fried, after they had donuts for lunch, they fried those big chunks of steak off in that same tallow.
That was really good. I do remember that.
On a pitchfork. How cool is that?
It was on a pitchfork.
Yeah. Steak skewered on a pitchfork, cooked in beef tallow, salted with a little sea salt when it come out. That's all it had on it. Man. With the cow sitting there looking at you eating it.
Yeah, we were on the farm.
On the farm.
So I did a little research and, asked ChatGPT about, beef tallow and duck fat and stuff. And it said beef tallow adds a deeper, savory, almost steak-like richness to things. And duck fat is rich but cleaner and more slightly refined.
Okay.
They all make food taste better.
I believe it.
And they both have high smoke points, so you can fry them. Mm-hmm. They won't burn as quick.
Which that makes sense because, a lot of the stuff you're doing, I'm the world's worst. I'll grab olive oil to do some saute, and it's not the best thing. It's just sitting on the counter. I need to switch to a higher fat one, like
a beef tallow.
A beef tallow or a duck fat or something like that.
Because normally when
avocado oil is supposed to be pretty good for you too to use in a situation like that, but the high fat stuff we used to use was grapeseed oil, and I don't know if that's a good healthy fat for you. It sounds plant based to me. So, but in restaurants they use grapeseed oils. It had such a high smoke point.
Y'all used to use them cooking steaks.
Yeah, but it's so expensive. Grapeseed oil is expensive,
and it's
which I guess tallows.
I don't know what it is about that grapeseed oil when it hits that hot grate.
It just has an off smell.
Yeah, it's almost fishy.
Well, when you think of beef tallow, what do you think of? I think of brisket.
Potatoes.
Oh, do you? Potatoes. McDonald's French fries. Wasn't it rumored that they used to?
Okay.
And then they went away from it. Now they went back.
So when I was doing this investigation, I said, what fast food or major, chains use beef tallow? Steak and Shake, they switched 100% beef tallow for their fries, onion rings, chicken tenders. Popeyes uses beef tallows in its fryers for chicken and fries. That's why Popeye's chicken's so good.
That might be why Popeye's is so good.
Outback uses it for their fries and stuff like their blooming onion.
I was going to say, is the blooming onion, it's a beef tallow fried?
Buffalo Wild Wings, they use something called beef shortening. It's a beef fat product for their wings and their fries. That's why their tots is so daggum good.
Are you tots or fries if you got the choice?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Depends on what kind of fry. If we're talking hand cut, double fried, I'm going fry.
In beef tallow?
In beef tallow. So McDonald's famously used to cook its fries in beef tallow until the early 90s. Then they switched. Yeah. Now, there was like some conversation online about like people were saying they went back.
Yeah.
They started using
Did they not go back?
No.
They're not beef tallow fried now?
Their fries are cooked in vegetable oil, but this is what happened. They started adding beef flavoring at the supplier stage before they're frozen.
To this potato product they got called
this potato product to give it that fake
beef flavor.
To make you think that they're frying it in beef tallow.
So how many chemicals are in that potato? A bunch.
I don't know.
Huh. That makes sense, I guess.
Steak and Shake's fries are that good, though.
I need to go. I couldn't tell you the last time I had a Steak and Shake fry. Is there still a Steak and Shake in South Haven?
No, I think there might be one on the U of M campus. I think might be the closest one. But other than that, I mean, you're going to Nashville, I think.
Oh, okay. There used to be one on Goodman Road, but I guess it closed.
Mm-hmm.
But don't they have like the skinny fries?
Yeah, they're not as skinny as say Freddy's. I don't know.
Yeah, Freddy's frozen custards.
They're probably more akin to like a McDonald's fry, I would say. But
I hadn't had one. They used to have some really good milkshakes back in the day.
When you get a McDonald's fry that's hot and fresh and salty, it's still hard to beat.
With beef flavoring added.
Cooked
in vegetable oil.
Crispy Diet Coke.
Yeah.
Can't beat it.
They do have the best soft drinks.
It's so weird. And I don't know why. I can't explain it. But if you were to go to McDonald's and get a Diet Coke and you were to go to, let's say, Taco Bell and get a Diet Pepsi, like the McDonald's Diet Coke's can hit so much harder on every level.
They say they perfectly...
There's no telling what they add to that.
They perfectly calibrate their machines, supposedly.
I think they're adding something.
Spending all the time there, not on their ice cream machines.
Yeah.
You get a Sprite from McDonald's, it'll like hit you in the back of the throat, like in a good way, you know?
Changes you a little bit. Like, so spicy.
I like the sweet tea, but man, you can stand a spoon up in it sometimes. You got to go half and half on the tea.
Sonic's kind of the same way.
Yeah.
But yeah.
When I worked there, we just had plant-based big old blocks of grease stuff, and you dumped it in that fryer and had to let it melt and chop it up.
Really?
It was not beef.
So you had like this big...
Shortening, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this is called fried shortening or whatever.
But
it was solid.
How did it show up?
In a block, in a cardboard box, in a bag, like inside that box, and you lifted it out, and you set it on that fryer, took the baskets out and set it there and turned it on, and it slowly started melting. And as it melted down, you could take it and break it up, and it would just melt over a few hours.
So... if you needed to just add a little bit, did you chip it off and throw it in there?
Yeah. I think they had some jug oil too you could top with, but most of the time, every couple of days, you had to take it all out and reclaim the fryer and do it anyway. So,
what do you do with those?
This has been 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Or longer. Longer than that.
There's no telling what they've changed to now.
Yeah. There's no telling. That was back in the day.
But
we buy that clear frying oil from Sam's. It's creamy kind of. It's not clear. What does it say? Is it creamy frying oil, or they got two different ones? But I only buy it because it's cheap.
Yeah, it's cheaper than peanut.
Yeah, I'd rather peanut oil when it's affordable. I could imagine buying enough beef. I don't know how much enough beef tallow would cost to fill a fryer.
So you always say that catfish cooked in peanut oil is the best.
Yeah, I think so.
Have you ever cooked catfish?
I have not.
In beef tallow.
I'd try it though, see what it tastes like. I just think it would take a bunch. Like, I don't know the cost wise, and I'm sure that's why restaurants got away from it. It was probably more expensive to buy the animal product than it was this vegetable based stuff that they have now.
That product is pure, clear frying oil that you get from Sam's.
Is it? No, they have a creamy one though.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've seen the clear one, and then they got a creamy one too. It's has more solids in it. It's probably even cheaper.
They got Crisco.
My mom used to keep Crisco. Oh, that's something that we hadn't bought in forever.
I haven't cooked with Crisco.
It's a vegetable-based shortening, right? They used to make, I swear they used to make cake icing out of it.
Yes.
Like you'd add powdered sugar to it and food coloring, and it'd make cake icing. And all you were eating was sugared up shortening. Did you know that?
No.
Heck yeah. That's a thing. I'm not lying in my shell. I'm not imagining that.
I just Googled it. It came up.
It's a cake. It used to be a cake icing. I bet you can still find some old church lady cookbooks that have a Crisco icing in it.
They call it cake. All the things that are popping up are calling it cake decorators frosting. I guess it was a big thing with bakeries.
Yeah. Cheaper than butter.
This is 1.5 cups shortening, 1/2 cup of hot water, 2 boxes of powdered sugar.
Huh.
And then you can add like a little vanilla.
And it makes cake icing. That's a fact.
Do you remember it being good, tasting good?
I don't remember it being bad. Sure, I ate a ton of birthday cakes made from the ladies' auxiliary with it.
My mom would only use Crisco in her cookie recipe, and my brother, every time she'd be cooking the chocolate chip cookies, would go get a spoonful of Crisco.
And just eat Crisco?
And it used to make me want to throw up. It's so good.
What did it taste like?
I don't know. Just could not imagine it was good, man.
It was oily.
Yeah, I remember like putting my finger in it and tasting it. And it was
just nut.
Yeah, it's just bland oil. Yeah. But I remember like my grandmother wouldn't fry chicken unless she was frying it in Crisco.
They come out with that buttery Crisco. That's what my mom would use to make cookies. Because it was like yellow looking. It wasn't the same.
Yeah, that's the one that is the one I'm
talking about. It was buttery. I will say when she used to, y'all probably never did this. Y'all ain't old enough, but they would actually make popcorn on the stove, an old pot with a lid, and she'd use that butter Crisco to cook the popcorn.
I like how you say, y'all ain't old enough.
They had microwaves when y'all were kids. I got a few years.
Me and Tyler over here, the young ones.
I bet my mom still has a popcorn pot. There's one pot, that's all you used it for.
I remember.
It's like a cheap nonstick pot, too.
We had one that had like a crank on the end of it. It was special for
popcorn. Oh, no, we didn't have nothing fancy like this. This one you had to shake it.
They still make Jiffy Pop, don't they?
I hadn't seen that in a long time either. The one, the little full thing where you hold it over the eye.
It reminds me of the movie Scream.
Is that what she was cooking it?
Yeah.
They got to for camping, right?
Surely.
I would think so.
Now let's just buy a bag of popcorn. It's not near as good, though. We had one of those air fryers, the countertop one, too, where it spit it out.
Those were terrible.
Presto popcorn maker, probably, or something like that, or Black & Decker. I bet you my mom still has that. It had a little butter melter on top of it. You put like some margarine or oleo.
And it would drip down.
Drip down and coat it as it fell through a butter shower of hot popcorn.
My mom never wanted to get it out because I bet it was just a pain to clean.
I don't know if they ever cleaned it. It was just greasy. It was always greasy. Had like a golden colored dome where you couldn't tell, it wasn't like clear plastic.
That's why I hate having like the Fry Daddy because it's always greasy. Once you use it one time.
Yeah. It's only new once.
There's no cleaning it.
Oh, we had the Fry Granddaddy. We had all the daddies.
What's the Fry Granddaddy?
Just all the different sizes.
Like
not at once, over the course of my life.
Yeah.
Them all, That was a main kitchen instrument back in the day. Like when all else fails, you could come in and fry you some fries. Come home from school, you could fry you some fries. Corn dogs too.
So, do you remember? It's been fairly recent ago, but we were talking to somebody that they were selling beef tallow skincare. I think it was at Royal Oak.
Maybe so. Yes, I'll tell you who it was. It was.
Do you remember the name of his company?
No, but I can find out. I know exactly who it was. It was the it's a Hassel beef people.
Yes.
But I don't know if that was the cosmetic number.
Yeah.
They were selling Wagyu beef over in Texas.
Oh, it was Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but we were in Georgia when
okay.
we talked to him, and he told us his wife, they were trying to find, because it was a byproduct of some of their cattle operation. And his wife started up that company. It took off. I mean,
it's getting really popular.
Are you seeing it in your
in my For You page?
Tutorials? Yeah, on your For You page or makeup tutorials?
No, I'm not. But I didn't realize. But when I started looking into it, I was like, man,
a lot of people are using beef tallow for skincare.
A lot of products out there, expensive ones.
I thought makeup and lotions and all that stuff was all made out of like animal fat. I thought it was made out of like whale fat or something.
I thought it was like petroleum byproducts.
Yeah, which is oil.
I don't know.
Think about it. So why couldn't you use it?
But the beef tallow skincare is using rendered nutrient-dense fat from the cows. It's rich in vitamins A, D, E, and K, and it's used as a moisturizer, effective for reducing inflammation, promoting skin elasticity. Used for eczema.
I just dab a little out of the brisket wraps and touch it up here. Get them dry spots. Get it on your hands when they look crunchy, a little dry.
It's an excellent anti-aging agent.
That's just a barbecue man's trick.
Is that why you look so
I look
young?
greasy all the time.
So my question is,
but pork fat, why not pork fat? Why just beef fat?
Do you really want to coat yourself in pork fat?
Bacon's good. Some bacon is good. Some pork chops is good. Can't be bad.
If I bought you a beef tallow face moisturizer.
Oh, yeah, I put it on every night.
Would you?
Does it smell smoky? Is it going to smell like a pit?
Is it going to smell like steak?
Yeah. Am I going to smell like steak?
Because I buy you all kinds of moisturizers and you won't use them.
This is a great marketing tactic for like Dr. Squatch or something like that.
Yeah.
About like a smoke, like a barbecue man's
skincare routine.
Yeah.
All right. So I got a couple questions for you.
All right.
From the community. Jamie, he said he would love to hear your grill maintenance tips for keeping that grill clean. His question is he's worried about using a grill cleaner that has chemicals in it and putting it in his grill.
You got to go with one that's safe, like food grade safe. There's several of them out there. Simple Green's one. We have one that we sell. So it's citrus based. That's what most of the citrus bases are, the ones that are food safe, and they're perfectly fine to put inside your grill. They've been tested, and it's there's nothing chemical in it. Really, it's just citrus oil. But it works good because it takes grease and stuff off, though. That's what I use it for grates especially.
And it's food grade.
Yeah, a lot of times, like on the inside of my pits, I don't do so the process for me is, first off, take all your racks out, pull your ash pan out, take a shop vac, suck any ash, get all that debris out of the firebox side or wherever it's at. If it's a pellet grill, up underneath everything, just get all that clean. Get your racks clean. Usually I spray them down with like a food grade safe degreaser, like, something like we have.
Your old-fashioned grill cleaner.
Yeah, old-fashioned grill cleaner or Simple Green or something that you could find in a store. Just make sure it's food safe.
The dollar store used to sell one.
Yeah, but I don't know if that's food safe.
Oh, that one wasn't?
Yeah, totally. LA's totally awesome. I don't know if that's food safe or not. It made your hands hurt. I don't know what chemical was in it, but it made your hands hurt good.
But it cleans some racks.
It cleans some racks. Yeah, you had to wash them off good, but man, it'd take anything off. But yeah, that's why I started looking at, let's do something instant orange or something that's got orange oil instead of whatever chemical this is. It's
making my hands go numb.
My hands go numb. Yeah. Make sure you had to put on them big gloves, radioactive ones. No, but that's what I do. And then if there's any buildup on the inside, I've got these and they're just like little paint scrapers, the little flat sided with the handle. And sometimes I'll knock some of that stuff off, but I don't take it down to bare metal every time I cook on it because I want some of that flavor in there. But sometimes you'll notice on some of your lids that you'll get some carbon buildup and it'll start peeling. So sometimes you need to knock that stuff off.
If you don't, it'll fall.
Yeah, if it don't, it'll fall in your food. You don't want that either. All it is carbon buildup on the lid. It's not like the paint's peeling off the inside of your grill and falling. No, it's carbon buildup from the smoke and the stuff that's in your smoke that you're burning. And so you don't want it to fall. Like when you shut your lid and you accidentally let it slip and some of that falls in your meat, you don't want to eat that stuff. It's not good for you. So that's why I try to keep it clean as I can. A lot of times I'll just take some aluminum foil, wad it up, and knock some of that if I'm worried about it building up too much. But then usually once a year I will break them all the way down. And then when I say break them down, squirt them really good with the grill cleaner, spray it off, get it, try to, if it's electric, you don't want to get anything wet that ain't supposed to be wet, but most of your pits, you just heat them back up, spray them down with some cooking spray, heat them back up, bring them up to a safe temp, let them run at 350 for a little while, step it down, and you're good to go. It's back season, ready to rock.
How can you tell if your smoker is running dirty? That was a question.
Like airflow? Or, because for one, like if it's got a bunch of buildup and grease and stuff like that, you're going to smell it. If it smells like something's burning in your cook chamber, and a lot of times I see this on pellet grills where, it might not be as level as it could be, or the grease has overflown, or it's drained out, it's missed the drain tube, and it's gotten down in the grill. As that stuff heats up and it gets old, it's going to start smelling like a rancid burning.
Yeah,
so if you smell that, or if you hadn't cleaned it off in a while, you'll smell that. Other smokers, if I smell anything off, that's my number one sign. Now, that's totally different than running a clean pit from your wood, though, your fire. That's all about airflow. So that's about proper combustion in your air chamber. You need to get more oxygen in that firebox. It's depleted. If it smells bad, it's like not burning that wood or coal properly. So you're getting some of that off gas smell of whatever's impurities in that side of your fuel. Could be wood, could be charcoal that you're smelling a funny smell on or whatever. But you just need more air. That's going to let stuff breathe through it. So I'd give the firebox a little more air. That's right at the source where it needs it. And then if it's choked back too much on the pipe, on your exhaust, you can open that up a little bit and it'll get it running true or clean. It should clear up and you shouldn't see a heavy smoke.
Will old ash give you?
Buildup will do that. You can have it too much ash in there. Well, it's not giving you the smell. It's giving you the restriction so you're not getting proper combustion. A lot of times you're not going to smell anything, or I haven't got anything smelling from the firebox side unless you burnt something in there that should have been burnt. But just getting all that, and you always want to get your ashes out, or the majority of them. I ain't saying you got to shop vac it every single time you start a fire, but you want the majority of it because you want the best airflow. That's what's going to give you the best, fuel to cook on. It's going to give you the best smoke for your meat and the best heat to get it cooked.
Won't that ash also corrode?
Yeah, it's some of it's corrosive and it'll rust the inside of if you leave it in there too long, especially if it absorbs any moisture, because it is going to absorb moisture in there. Just from being outside and humidity. And so that'll cause corrosion too. And it can actually rust out some of your metal that's on your fireboxes. So you want to get that ash out. Watch where you put it too. Don't just go throw it in your wife's flower bed.
It catch on fire.
It'll just kill stuff. Well, yeah, you want to make sure they're out too. Usually what I do is I have me a little metal bucket. I go to Tractor Supply or hardware store somewhere and get one of those little bitty metal garbage cans with a lid. And they make them in various sizes. Some of them are feed buckets or whatever at Tractor Supply. But I'll put that up. I try to get one that'll match up close to my cooker. And I'll just get me a little fireplace shovel and shovel all that out and then take a shop vac that I only use for ashes. And I'm making sure there's no fire in it because I don't want to burn my shop vac up. And I'll suck all the excess out. And then if stuff fell down in the cook chamber, I'll suck that out. Or if there's grease and stuff down there, if you don't have a drain, just take something you can scoop with and get all that grease out. You don't want to leave all that in there. You don't want water in there. You don't want grease in there, anything that can kind of mold, mildew, whatever, because, air's not flowing through the thing all the time. And that's where I've seen pits, especially some of these like upright cabinet style pits. They're so airtight with gaskets on the doors and they're sealed off so good that if you leave anything in there that's kind of damp or that can mold, it's going to.
Like a backwoods?
Yeah. Backwood's a prime example of one that can do it. An egg can do it. If you shut an egg down, you put the little top cap on it and shut off all the vents, that thing can mold on you. And you don't even run water in it. It just does it from the humidity and what's in there.
I've seen inside a moldy egg before.
Yeah, it does it.
All right. So I got another question for you. Frank, he wants to know how you would suggest cooking a London broil.
Well,
those are tough cuts, right?
Yeah. You can cook them a lot like a roast. I've had them done like that. I'm not a fan like trying to cook a London broil medium rare or anything like that. When I cook it, the majority thing I would use them for is jerky. It makes great jerky. I'm not even sure. Like London broil is not a cut. I think it's more of a preparation if you look it up. The actual, it's a tough cut, but do me a little research and tell me exactly. I've looked at it before, and it's not coming to me, but it's not actually.
This is a method of cooking rather than a specific.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It's not a cut, but what cut do they say is used?
Them.
Well, they call them that in the grocery stores. This cut was for, and then it kind of got bastardized a little bit, I guess you would say, because people started calling it a London broil. It's really not. A London broil is a method for cooking beef.
It says it's typically a top round steak or roast.
So which is a tougher
or
cut
a flank
of beef, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess like if you knew it was flank steak, you could cook it on the rare side and cut it across the grain. But when I think of them, they look about like a brisket flat, and it's a lean piece of meat, not much marbling at all. And so it needs to be cooked. I like braising them. You can smoke them, and then a lot like you would a chuck roast, put it in a braising liquid, cover it up, cook it till it's tender. You don't have to cook it to where it's falling apart. You can cook it to where it's sliceable like a brisket then, and it'll still eat like that.
Cook it till it's falling apart. Put it on a Kaiser roll.
Yeah, that'd be really good.
With some horseradish mayo. Make sure to.
But it makes excellent jerky because it's uniform. It's got a good thickness. You can get it a little icy and slice it. London broil makes great jerky. So it's top round or flank area cut usually.
Mark, do you cook fish or seafood on the same smoker you do beef, chicken, pork?
Yep.
I have a Traeger, but I'm afraid to smoke fish on it because I don't want it to. He's more worried about the fish giving, a bad flavor to the pork or the beef.
I do. There's been times where I said I wouldn't put, I didn't want to put this on my pit because it might give it a bad flavor or something like that. But I think if you're that worried about it, you can just clean it and re-season it and go on. But I mean, that was when I really didn't know a whole lot about cooking fish, and I wasn't necessarily getting the best fish to cook. I was getting frozen fish from the grocery store, and you'd open it, and sometimes it'd clear the kitchen, and I was like, man, how can you eat this nasty stuff? Then I started realizing I just need to buy fresh fish. The fish, and if it doesn't smell like fish when I start, it's not going to make my grill smell like fish when it's over. And so I realized, man, I can grill this, skin on snapper. I can grill these mahi fillets. I can grill salmon, smoked salmon.
One time you made did you call it a bird's nest? It was like lemons and herbs, and you put your fish on top of that.
Cooked on the citrus. Yeah, I did salmon like that. Or I think I also did skinless. If I have skinless like snapper or cobia or something like that, I'll cook it over citrus and herbs and do it like. I think the bird's nest was more when we were doing chicken, spatchcock chicken, but same kind of philosophy.
Yeah,
you're just using that as a grate. I did use a lot of citrus and then some herbs when I did it. I just kind of shingled it. But it picks up more flavor because you got to think some of the oil's cooking out of the peel of the citrus, and then you're getting the juice and the acid from it on the bottom. It's flavoring. I think I used like lemons and limes and oranges, and did a salmon like that. It's really good.
Yeah, you did it with a snapper.
I did a snapper like that.
And made tacos with it.
But yeah, I don't really concern it now. I guess if you were going heavy and trying to cold smoke some stuff, maybe you would get some flavor like that. But I really think if that's a concern, just clean that grill after you get through with it and you'll be fine. I don't think you need a separate smoker just for seafood versus, it's going to make my ribs taste like fish. No, I've never had that happen.
We've been cooking salmon in the air fryer.
It don't make you got to clean the grate.
I cleaned the grate, but one time I didn't. And we cooked salmon in the air fryer. A couple of days later, me and Michael threw some fries in the air fryer.
It tasted like it. Yeah.
It tasted fishy.
I can see that.
You just got like that flavor that you're like, It wasn't beef tallow we were getting. Yeah.
Now, fish tallow is not the same. You're just cooking cod liver oil, fish oil.
Jason, his daughter's raising funds for missionaries and wants to do a pork butt fundraiser. He says, I'm confident in my ability to cook the amount of butts, but he's not sure how to hold them, distribute them.
When we started, we got those big marine coolers from Sam's. You know what I'm talking about? I don't remember how many quart coolers, 100 quart coolers or whatever those were, those big long ones.
Or any cooler would work.
Any cooler would work, but we could stack up. I think you could get what we would do is we'd cook everything, and then we'd get a wrapping station, and then we'd wrap them up in a double layer of foil and then drop them down in a T-shirt bag, which is like a Walmart Kroger bag, plastic sack, and we'd stack them in the coolers. And then as we did a layer on bottom, we'd just take cardboard box, lay them down flat, put them on top of that layer, and then do another layer. And I think you could get 26 butts or something like that in one cooler. So it was holding a lot, but those work. I mean, I'm not saying they're going to be, leave them in there for 12 hours or anything like that, but for 4 to 6 hours, they work great.
The best solution for that is have people pick them up hot.
Yeah, and then schedule your pickup times. Like that's what we figured out. We were like, all right, we know we're cooking say if we were cooking multiple loads, or we knew you can only cook 50 at a time. We're going to, the first 50 we sold, we're going to assign you the pickup time, and that's when you got to be there to get them. And then we'd put our next ones on, and it'd be done the next day or whatever. But it depends on, your capabilities, but I think they'll be fine. If you're having to do them in batches, let them pick them up in batches, because you're not going to hold a butt the whole time to cook a whole nother round. I wouldn't want to do that at all.
And he said, should I distribute them whole or pulled? I don't know how many you're cooking, but
it depends on how many you're cooking. If you're cooking 10, you can pull them and pan them for them. But if you're cooking 100, that's a lot of pulling. So it just depends on how big the operation is.
I would say whole.
Whole's the way to go. That way they can package it and do what they want. Give it to them hot. They got the choice to eat it, letting it cool, distributing it. Because most people ain't going to eat a whole butt.
Mm-mm.
Most of the time it's a family getting it. They're going to eat off of it, and then they're going to put some up, package it up. Well, at least that's what we would give them directions to do. And we would print off like a reheat instruction or proper storage. What do you do with this butt when you get it home? Eat it now, get it chilled as soon as possible, get it packaged up. If you plan on freezing it, try to vacuum seal it or put it in an airtight container where frostbite won't get to it.
And then how to reheat
it. We had all instructions on that. So that's just a little added bonus you can give to them.
I probably have those somewhere. If somebody needs them, I can.
Yeah, I'm sure there's some reheat instructions somewhere, storage and reheating.
So Gilbert, he got a pork belly off a pig that he bought a while back, and he was thinking about smoking it to make bacon. But it seems like every recipe he sees, he has to vacuum seal it and cure it. Is that necessary?
I mean, I would say cure it, yeah.
If you want bacon.
Yeah, it's got to be cured if you want bacon. Vacuum seal it's up to you. I mean, I've seen people, wrap them in like wax line butcher's paper and put them in the freezer, stuff like that. Vacuum sealer just works better. I think you get longer storage life out of it. But do you absolutely have to? No, I don't guess so.
But you got it. If you want bacon, you got to
cure it. Yeah, bacon's cured. It's got to be cured some kind of way. Now, whether what chemical or sugar salt combo you use, but most of the simple ones I see would use something like Morton's Tender Quick, with some extra sugar and black pepper, whatever you want, and I think it takes like 7 days in the refrigerator, flipping it every couple days, just to keep it all covered, and then you wash it real good and hope it's not too salty. From my experience,
that was my thing. If I was going to make a suggestion, you're not going to cure it as well as the curing plants do it. You're not going to cure it that well. Take it and just smoke it.
Just eat pork belly?
And just eat pork belly. It's so good.
Just fry it.
You could fry it?
Yeah. Smoke it and then fry it and get it crunchy.
You grill it?
I don't know. I mean, some people like making their own bacon. I get it. Do you want to know what's in your bacon? Man Wrights makes some good bacon. Smithfield makes some good bacon.
But you kind of need to know.
I've made bacon several times, and I've thought it's okay. I made this bacon. It's edible, but was it as good and time consuming and worth the money? Probably not.
I would rather.
They do it a lot better than I do. That's one thing. That's one thing I don't know if I'd win a contest as bacon.
I imagine
cooking pork belly, I'd probably throw something at them. But making bacon, curing it and getting it to be as consistent. My problem is the belly wasn't consistent shape. So you didn't get consistent slices, and then I didn't have a good slicer. I'm trying to, I got my little Harbor Freight slicer I had at the time trying to cut it, and it just didn't do it. It'd back it up, or it'd smoke and get overheated. And so you'd end up trying to cut some of it with a knife, and we ended up, most of the bacon that I've done, we ended up using it and stuff, not just like frying up bacon and eating it, but it made some heck of greens and peas and vegetables and things like that. It made real good.
One time you got it way
Red
smoky.
beans are nice. Yeah,
a little
got
too
too smoky.
smoky.
Got it too smoky.
I imagine
It's a trick to it.
Yeah, I imagine it with the curing bacon, you need a little experience and the right equipment,
Yeah.
to do it.
To do it
right.
as good, let's have a taste off. Am I going to beat the cheap stuff at the store, the mid stuff, the expensive stuff? Go buy some Nooskies and try that compared to yours and see what Nooskies bacon's like. It'll blow your mind. Like, man, I'm so far out of the ball game trying to eat this stuff.
Nooskies is expensive,
It's
though.
good, though.
My favorite way is when you smoke the pork belly and then you put it in the fridge, let it get cold, and then slice it and just flash grill it.
On a Weber, just over charcoal before it starts flaming up on you. It is good. My favorite way is to smoke it a little bit, cut it up into strips, and then drop it in deep fryer, get it crunchy.
That's pretty good, too.
That's the best way.
That's
the best way. You just can't beat it. Just can't beat it.
Crunchy. Yeah. Did you see on the community, James made his own turtle box?
Yeah, I did. That's pretty cool.
Crazy. I love that.
Yeah. Heck yeah.
It had like a DeWalt battery in there. And
that was the power source.
Yeah.
It looked cool.
It did.
6x9 speaker.
It looked like a turtle box.
Yeah, those are my Pontiac Grand Prix. I love some 6x9s. I think that's why I like turtle box. What happened to my turtle box? I'll just bring it up here so y'all can see it.
Bam.
That's my HowToBBQRight model. It's even got my name on the back.
Oh, it says Malcom?
Yep, right there. Malcom Reed.
Okay.
Or is that Flames? I take a Sharpie and sign it. It'll say Malcom.
Well, what do we have going on in the community, Tyler?
So if you're over in the community today, we did unfortunately just end that Thermal Works promotion we had going on, but hopefully I'll grab some. I was literally doing some stuff after we started it just to see, and like you could buy as many Thermal Works dots as you wanted at 40% off. So I hope
it's over.
It's over. So we do plan on doing some partnerships with them later on down the line, so it's not over yet. But in the meantime, I did want to shout out our friends over at Griller Grills. They're about to start their Meat Madness. It's going on in March. I know our pellet grill Tomahawk is represented for our recipe over there, so I think y'all can go to grillergrills.com and vote for our recipe. There'll be a bracket, I think, each week, and then each week there's winners, and whoever wins it all wins it all. So
they're like giving away.
Yeah, they're giving away like prizes and all kinds of stuff. I think there's like voting prizes and then there's also winners prizes. So we could win something, y'all could win something. So
I gotta see what kind of grills that people want to see me cooking on. I'm gonna change some up.
Time for some new ones.
I about cooked that one little silverback to death out there.
You got 3 silverbacks you about cooked to death.
I'm hard on them, man.
But yeah, all the questions we got here today are from the Let's Get to Cooking community over on Facebook. So make sure y'all are joined up over there. Share some awesome stuff you're cooking this weekend. I know I'm doing a little traveling this weekend, driving to Southern California from the Memphis area.
Smokes, are you really?
Yeah, I'm.
Are y'all taking the new van? Tyler got a new van yesterday.
Yeah.
Did you get it? Did they bring it to you?
There was a little bit of a hiccup, but we're supposed to go get it today and get all that squared away. And
so you didn't get it.
That will be what we're taking. But yeah, we are. We're looking forward to the drive there. I think the drive back is going to be a lot worse. We decided that I don't know how far y'all have ever driven, but
not to California,
right around Amarillo. You probably see a bunch of these when you're in Texas, but around Amarillo, there's something called the Big Texan. Yeah, it's like one of those steakhouses or whatever. So we kind of decided we were going to stop there.
I've actually drove. That's where we go into. When I go hunting out in Texas.
That's what I thought because it looked.
We drove right by him.
Yeah. And
that's where they have the old 76er and 96er or whatever.
Oh,
you get the steak free. Yeah.
Are you going to do it?
Do the challenge with the shrimp cocktail? Oh.
It's like a baked potato, shrimp cocktail, a side salad, and a big steak. You got to eat all of it up on the stage.
The last time, that's exactly why. I think if I could do it at my table, I would.
You could do it.
The last time I went to the Grand Canyon, I actually did the 7.5 pound burrito challenge. The last time I did a challenge like that, so be about due time.
How did that one go?
It went great until the last pound, and then I literally could not swallow anything else. Like, wasn't happening. But anyways, so if y'all have any food suggestions, that's kind of one of the restaurants that we're thinking of stopping at, but we're going for 4 days. I think we're stopping in Flagstaff, Arizona, someplace in New Mexico. I think it's Tucumcari is the name of it.
Got me on that.
And then the Grand Canyon Village. Then we'll be in Southern California around the Claremont area. So if y'all have any food suggestions,
Did you say the Grand Canyon?
Yeah.
Oh, y'all are going to hit the Grand Canyon?
Yeah. We get to kind of drive like right around the.
That's cool.
It's like right there, so we just decided. My wife's never seen it. I've been before, and so the kids and her will get to see
I've never been, and I've always heard it's worth going and checking out.
It's like unreal. Like when you're up there, you're like, this doesn't look like like you could throw a ball the other side and it would hit it and fall. Like it's beautiful. So
you want to know something crazy? My brother does challenges where what does he call it? Rim to rim.
Yeah.
Where you start out early in the morning, you start at this side of the Grand Canyon, you run all the way down, all the way back up, and then turn around and do it.
Oh my goodness.
So that's one of the hardest things he's ever done. He's done it a couple times though.
Yeah.
I've seen too many.
We're very different people. That's impressive to be able to do that. Yeah.
Heck yeah, it is.
They better have a zip line or something. I'm going
you need a gondola.
Something better be Jason, man. I don't know. And I ain't got no bullets.
That's the problem. Like I've seen too many of those shows where like people they're like hiking in the Grand Canyon at the bottom or whatever, and they got bit by rattlesnakes.
Oh yeah.
And it's so hard to get like safety equipment to you to get you that like people almost die all the time.
I asked Donovan what happens. And he's like, it costs a ton of money if you have to be airlifted out of there.
Mm-hmm.
Something happens and they have to come get you.
Oh, they send you a bill.
Yeah. You got to sign all these things. They don't want just somebody, I'm going to do it. And you get down there and realize you can't get back up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But what got me is he said, you don't realize it, but you go through so many climate changes. Like you have to dress for it because it's like freezing down in the canyon, but there's like ice and snow sometimes, and then it's hot when you get back up. So you're going through all these climate changes the whole time you're doing it too.
Great.
They lost me at running down and running back up and then turning around and coming back. I was like, what kind of if I got over there, you think I'm coming back?
Yeah.
It took me a week and a half to get over here. I do it in less than 24 hours.
No, I want to sit in a bag chair and eat crawfish.
Yeah. Stick to my thinking.
I hope y'all have a wonderful trip.
Thank you.
Yeah, 2 weeks. You're going to be out 2 weeks?
2 weeks.
How many days is it driving?
It is technically you can do it in 3 for sure, but then we're spending the 1 day in the Grand Canyon. So
it'll be 4 days driving.
Mm-hmm.
About a week there and 4 days back.
He's doing his Griswold family tour.
Yeah. Yeah. By the time I get back.
Take a dog with you?
No. Austin's going to watch the dog.
So don't tie it to the bumper. Whatever you do, keep up for a few miles.
So Jacob will man the board for a couple weeks. When I come back, I'll let y'all know how it goes. And I'm sure I'll be very ready to be here. I might live here for a week after I get back. So.
All right. Well, Shell, tell everybody where they can find us.
If you'd like to connect with Malcom, it's HowToBBQRight on... Wait, what? Okay, hold on.
Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook.
You got it.
Yeah.
If you'd like to connect with me, it's Miss Southern Shell on Instagram and TikTok.
All right. Well, we appreciate y'all hanging out with us this week, and we will be back minus Tyler next week. He's going to be out West Coast today. We gone.